What's up team? In today's video, we're going back to my favorite spot to train freestyle, which is Voltizone in Laval, Montreal. And we're gonna link up with the crew and also some young athletes that are like 15 years old and are just getting started with freestyle calisthenics. And I think you guys are gonna be impressed to see how fast you can progress when you're so young. And I know a lot of you guys are wondering how to get started with freestyle properly, no matter what your age is. That's why I'm gonna give you guys some guidance and a bit of instruction on how to get started and not waste your time. So first of all, before getting into all the crazy dynamic skills, you really wanna master the basics. And I'm not just talking about pull-up, dips, push-up, and all that stuff. All these exercises you should already be comfortable with, because otherwise it's gonna be really hard to progress to more advanced skills, let's say like the dynamic muscle up, if you don't even have a pull-up. So I think everybody knows that having a strong foundation and master the reps and sets, so pull-up, push-up, dips, squat, L-sit, all that stuff is a requirement before stepping into the freestyle. But when we're talking about beginner dynamic skills, we're simply talking about dynamic muscle up, swing 180, front roll on the bar, and all that stuff. Even me as an advanced athlete, I still use those moves for transition in the middle of my combo. So it's crucial to not only master them, but to make sure we can also combine them together. And that's exactly the goal of freestyle calisthenics. It's not to only do one skills, but actually be able to create a flow with a combination of skills and transition. So when you're just getting started, you want to master the beginner skills. Like I've mentioned, I would really recommend you guys to start with dynamic muscle up, because it's a great one to get on top of the bar and continue your flow without having to just swing back and forth on the bar. The second one is the swing 180, because you're gonna generate swing on the bar and get comfortable using your lower body to also gain momentum, but also using your lower body to start spinning and create a rotation as well. That's gonna be crucial for your swing 360 and simply flowing on the bar no matter which skills you're gonna do. And the last one, this one is a bit more personal recommendation, but the front roll, because I think it's an easy combo to combine with the first skills we're learning, the dynamic muscle up and the swing 180. So if you're just starting up with freestyle, these three skills are definitely the one I would recommend. And for the front roll, I still even use it at this day, and it's a really good transition if you want to not break your flow or simply add some style into your routine. So once you master each skills, you want to create your first combo. So let's take example of the skills I've mentioned. You could start with your first swing 180, create a flow around the bar, so 2 180 into a dynamic muscle up, and then straight into your front roll, and then repeat that combo until you really stick to it. My rule of thumb is that once I'm able to repeat 3 times in a row the same skills or the same combo, I pretty much master it and I'm ready to go for something a bit more challenging. So once you have your first combo unlocked, you can start adding more variety and start learning new skills that you can implement into your freestyle. So this is some basic guidance for those who are getting started with freestyle, but obviously the more advanced you get, the more difficult and also dangerous the skills are becoming. So that's why for this video, I'm not gonna go too much in depth for that subject, but if you wanna learn more about freestyle calisthenics and want me to do a whole video covering that, let me know and I'll work on that as well. But that's pretty much the guidance I would give you guys. And when it comes to tips and tricks, I would recommend you to focus on having a proper grip, because starting freestyle is really painful, mostly on your hands and your calluses. So if you're struggling with this as well, I really recommend you to grab the bar slightly with an overhand grip, having your knuckle facing towards the sky. So that way you're not just gonna rely on your finger, and it's gonna create less stress on your forearm as well, which should allow you to train a bit more frequently, or at least recover faster. Tips number 2, be careful where you grab the bar. I see a lot of people grabbing the bar very wide, and personally, I feel for myself that it takes a lot of my control away and makes every skills just harder. So I recommend you to grab the bar at shoulder width or slightly more narrow. That's where I feel personally that it's the best for me. So around like 1 feet apart from each other, and I really feel like I have a good control. And tips number 3, that's gonna be using your lower body. Like I've mentioned before, a lot of athletes are not using their lower body, and it does affect their performance, and it's really hard to create a nice looking flow if you're not using your legs as well. So don't be afraid to generate momentum with your lower body. That's just gonna help you learn new skills and create a nice looking flow. To be honest, when you're just beginning, you don't wanna make it too complicated. You really wanna start flowing around the bar. No matter how hard the skills is, it's actually better to combine some very easy skills and make it look flawless and flows on the bar than trying to learn some very hard skill that looks super sketchy. So take your time and really try to become one with the bar and flow like water. Anyway, enough yapping for today. I really hope this was helpful, and let's jump into the session.
Chuck.